American President Joe Biden has now formally announced his bid for re-election, setting off a challenge for the 80-year-old president to convince the country that his record in office merits another term for him at the White House. He released a video early in the morning, framing the 2024 election as a fight against the Republican extremism. The president argued that he needs another term to fully restore the nation's character and to achieve his economic policy visions for America. The Biden at this moment faces no substantial challenger from within the party. Through his term, Biden has had a series of domestic legislative wins, a strong and an ongoing recovery from the COVID-19 pandemic. He's also bagged a few wins on the foreign policy front as well. But what's not on his side is, of course, the president's age and also the extremely low approval ratings that he's got from the American public.
I don't think he needs to run. I think he's way too old. I think there needs to be an age limit because I think as you age, your capacities aren't where they should be.
Recent polls, however, have suggested that his decision to run is a very divisive one, both within the party and also outside of it. An NBC News poll over the weekend found that 70% of the Americans and just over half of the Democrats believe that he should not run again. Previous polls held this year have also indicated a very similar trend. A majority of the people who said that Biden should not run cited his age as a serious concern. Now, 48% of the people said that it was a major concern. Now, 4 years ago, Joe Biden had made his 2020 White House bid official. Back then, the competition was pretty much as to how it would turn out now, with a potential rematch against the former President Donald Trump, if Donald Trump also gets the Republican nomination to run.
Again, thank you very much. God bless you all. Thank you.
Joe Biden is also likely to add more fundraising events this summer. The Republicans, of course, have reacted to the announcement in their very first reaction. The Republican National Committee has said, and I quote here, Biden is so out of touch that after creating a crisis after crisis, he thinks he deserves another 4 years at the White House. The party later released a video featuring an AI images that showed Joe Biden and Vice President celebrating at an Election Day party. The pictures are then followed by a series of fictional reports about international and domestic crises that suggestively follow the Biden re-election in America. All right, now to give us more insights in terms of what this re-election bid by the sitting President of the United States of America, Joe Biden, of course, means, we're being joined in by Dr. Christina Iona Dragomir, a political analyst and also a clinical assistant professor at New York University. Ms. Dragomir, thank you very much indeed for joining us here on WION. And the question that I want to ask you is this. Joe Biden has now officially confirmed that he will be in the running for the presidential elections in 2024. What does this, of course, mean for Joe Biden?
Good afternoon, Mohammed. Great being here. Thank you so much for inviting me. We have been waiting for this announcement for some time. The Democratic Party and also the electorate of United States was waiting and was probably very much aware that President Biden will actually welcome his bid for re-election. What we see right now is a battle for, again, the soul of America. So on one hand, we see the same old politics, where we see the same political nominees from two different political parties. I think that one of the most important aspects that is brought up with this announcement is the age of both candidates, especially that one of the President Biden. But one aspect that I think it really needs to be reminded to your viewers and to the electorate, and it can actually be something that the president himself could use into the campaign, and I'm pretty sure that his campaign managers are looking at this, is that with his age, it comes with a great expertise. He is a very seasoned American politician. He has over 36 years in the Senate, 8 years as vice president, 4 years as a president, which gives him a lot of experience and expertise. However, what I would also like to add to this is the fact that we see President Biden and former President Trump emerging as the leaders for the presidential elections once more. It also is a sign that the American politics has a very deeply rooted, but maybe somehow dated process of selecting presidential candidates. we see that there is very hard for the new emerging candidates, for other people to come to the limelight. And I think this is a sign of a democratic process, but a democratic process that maybe it's in need for some changes.
All right, very interesting. Now, you said that Joe Biden is very seasoned. He's extremely experienced in administering a nation like the United States of America. No one questions that. But the fact is, at this moment, and ever since Joe Biden has been elected, since January 2021, when he assumed charge of the White House, the fact is his popularity ratings within the American people and even within the Democrats has been steadily declining. Just 5 days back, a poll that was published by Reuters indicated that just about 36% of the people are in fact, back Joe Biden to return. What do you make of that?
So what we see right now is that Donald Trump is able to energize his base, but his base is quite extreme, an extreme base that might actually not play out very well in the general elections. What we see with President Biden, indeed, it is something that is puzzling political scholars like myself. How come he has such a good track record of having policies that are very successful within the American political sphere and also in foreign politics as well. But at the same time, what we see is a very low record of endorsement from the people themselves. I think that if the both candidates right now, President Biden and former President Trump, will be the nominees, we will see probably yet again another way in which there's going to be an anti-Trump vote. So people who might not necessarily be interested in voting for Joe Biden will actually mobilize and will actually vote for Biden.
Absolutely, Ms. Dragomir. We're short of time, but I want you to weigh in on one quick aspect of what is likely to happen. So from April now until elections that will happen in another 18 months' time from now, the question is, do you think Joe Biden will be able to convince the Democrat camp that he is the best candidate to run for the elections in 2024? Or do you think that there'll be another candidate who could emerge within the Democrat Party, who could emerge as the front runner to take part as the nominee of the Democrat Party?
Thank you, Mohammed. I think this is a fantastic question. I think this particular nomination of the President Biden and former President Trump would actually leave the room for a third-party candidate or for an independent candidate to emerge. And this is going to be the game changer. If a third-party candidate will come to the fore from the Republican side or maybe from the Democratic side, will be able to tilt the election for the other party's success. So if it's going to be a Democrat that's going to challenge, probably that's going to tilt off the elections towards the Republicans.
All right. Very interesting. Thank you very much indeed, Ms. Dragomir, for joining us and getting us all those insights there from the United States.
A pleasure as always. Thank you very much, Mohammed.
Thank you. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.